Hello, my name is Gitit Kadar-Satat from the Department of Psychology here at the University of Warwick. I am currently an assistant professor teaching focused, and I'm also our department's placements officer, which means I am responsible for and I oversee all undergraduate placements, internships, and other work-based learning opportunities. So placement outreach and engagement is a final year optional module for undergraduate students in the Department of Psychology. And this module is quite unique in that it allows our students to combine a work placement with a seminar series. So the placement runs over 10 weeks in term 1, and it is designed to allow students to work with an organization, typically a community organization, on either an existing or a completely new outreach and engagement program, initiative, or a task, and to really get their hands-on experience with what is it like to work with a community organization, and what is it like to work on an outreach and engagement project. And while doing so, the student will also attend a bi-weekly seminar series where we will focus on the more theoretical, empirical, and methodological aspects of developing and implementing and evaluating outreach and engagement programs, as well as issues like best practice in working with community organizations, approaches to co-creation and co-production with community organizations. So in line with the university's employability strategy, the Department of Psychology is really keen to increase and also diversify the number and range of work-based learning opportunities that we can offer our undergraduate students. And when we decided to design a module that includes a placement element to it, we actually decided to also co-create it with our students. So we held a number of consultations where we actually asked our students what is it that they would benefit from in a module, a new module that includes a placement element. And we soon learned that our students are really keen and interested to learn about ways they can implement the knowledge and skills that they've developed in other modules in the first, second, and third year in the real world. So what can they do with the theoretical knowledge and their understanding of research methods in the real world? And this is one thing that this module tries to really allow students to do, to understand that the knowledge that they developed in other modules is really relevant when you work with people in a community setting. Now, one other thing that we learned through consultations with students is that many of our students are interested in issues like social justice, social inequalities. And this module really tries to address this interest and allow students to work on outreach and engagement programs that tackle inequalities and try to increase social justice within communities and for the wider public as well. So this is really an opportunity for a student who is interested in how psychology is relevant to outreach and engagement programs to explore how then the knowledge that they developed in their first and second year might be applied in a community setting within the context of outreach and engagement, and really to get the hands-on experience that will also allow them to develop a range of transferable skills and increase their employability, but also learn about how you could really put theory into practice in working with communities. There are formative and summative assessments designed for this module. So the formative assessment is really in the form of group discussions throughout the term. So in the seminar series, there is always time allocated for group discussion where students can talk about their placement experience, discuss their placement project, and really engage in peer feedback and, of course, receive some feedback from our guest speakers and also myself as the module convener. The summative assessment includes two elements. It includes a poster presentation where the student will create and present a poster to showcase their placement and also link the placement project to theoretical, empirical, and methodological aspects. And then the other element is a placement project report. It's a 2,000-word report. So the placement project report really allows the students to contextualize and discuss their placement in more detail. So, of course, the student will introduce the outreach and engagement project that they worked on. They will give a brief introduction to the organization, but mainly they will situate and embed the outreach and engagement project that they worked on in a theoretical, empirical, and methodological context. So they will draw on peer-reviewed papers, on policy papers, on empirical reports, or any other type of resource that will allow them to critically evaluate the outreach and engagement project that they worked on. The other thing that the students will do in this report is use theory to design a new outreach and engagement task or an activity that will complement and enhance the outreach and engagement program or project that they've already worked on. And lastly, the students will reflect on the transferable skills that they were able to develop while doing the placement and think about how these transferable skills increase their employability and will potentially inform their future career choices.